here on the Louisiana Hayride. His name is
Hank Williams.
the Drifting Cowboy.
On the Grand Ole Opry, Bill Monroe and his Bluegrass Boys.
Hi, this is Emmylou Harris.
Hi, folks. This is Sam Bush.
Hello, this is Odetta.
This is Joan Baez, and you're listening to the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
And now, gather the family around and sit back in your easy chair. It's time again for the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour, our worldwide celebration of grassroots music. Let's welcome folk singer Michael Jonathan.
Here's a beautiful song written in the Appalachian Mountains by our friend Cy Khan. It's called New Wood, Gone, Gonna Rise Again. I remember the year when my granddaddy died. Gonna rise again. And he dug his grave on a mountainside. Gonna rise again. I was too young to understand the way he felt all about the land. But he read his history in his hand. He said, gone. And there's corn in the crib, apples in the bin, gone, gonna rise again. Hay in the loft, cotton in the gin, gone, gonna rise again. There's ham in the smokehouse, hogs in the trough. You know he never had a lot, but he worked like a mule for the little that he got. He said, gone. Sitting on a ridge above this farm, gone, gonna rise again. And I'm thinking of my people that have moved on, gone, gonna rise again. You're like a tree that grows from the mountain ground. You know the storms of life cut you down, but the new wood springs from the roots underground, gone, gonna rise. I said the new wood springs from the roots underground, gone, rise again.
WoodSongs is presented in part by our family of WoodSongs partners, by the Kentucky Department of Tourism and VisitLex.com, inviting people from all over the world to visit our lakes, mountains, parks, sports, music and art festivals, and more. You can explore everything Kentucky has to offer your family vacation online at KentuckyTourism.com. And by the Martin Guitar Charitable Foundation, supporting professionals and front porch pickers since 1833. Online at martinguitars.com.
And welcome everybody to the beautiful and historic Scottish Rite Concert Hall in our hometown of Lexington, Kentucky. We're broadcasting from the head of Music Row in a beautiful part of our hometown. We're broadcasting all over the world, from Australia to Ireland, New Zealand to New York, Yuma, Arizona to the Yukon, and across Canada. And we're celebrating this wonderful world of amazing front porch, organic, real, from the heart music. Artists come from everywhere to be on our show, and we say it every week. You don't have to be famous to be on WoodSongs. You just have to be very, very good. That's the case of our WoodSongs kid on this broadcast. We've got a wonderful singer-songwriter to introduce to you as well. But first up is a wonderful artist who has got her roots in the Appalachian Mountains, and she sort of spearheads the reintroduction of this beautiful art form of Appalachia to audiences all over the place. She's performed everywhere from the Kennedy Center and Merle Fest, and we're very grateful that she could be here to introduce songs from her new album, which we'll get to in the second half hour. But right now, she's got a CD called Wings. She's going to introduce herself with a song called Paper of Pins. Please welcome Carla Gover to the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
It's a song I learned from my mother. 2, 3. It's I will buy you a paper of pins. It may be for the first weekend. If you'll be my true lover, I won't accept your paper of pins. It may be for the first begin. I won't be your true lover. It's I will buy you a dress of red, all stitched around with a golden thread. If you'll be my true lover, I won't accept your dress of red, all stitched around with a golden thread. I won't be your true lover. Oh, recommend your rattle reading D. I love a girl and she don't love me. In for love I'll cry. Jack, the money we'll gain. It's I will buy you a little happy dog to stay with you when I go abroad. If you'll be my true lover, I won't accept your little happy dog to stay with me while you go abroad. I won't be your true lover. It's I will buy you a little pacing horse to pace these hills and the mountains across. If you'll be my true lover, I won't accept your little pacing horse to pace these hills and mountains across. I won't be your true lover. Oh, recommend your rattle reading D. I love a girl and she don't love me. In for love I'll cry. Jack, the money we'll gain. It's I will give you the key to my chest. Get your money at your own request. If you'll be my true lover, oh, I'll accept the key to your chest to get my money at my own request. I will be your true lover. You think I'm blind and cannot see? It's for my money and not for me. I won't be your true lover. Oh, recommend your rattle reading D. I love a girl and she don't love me. In for love I'll cry. Jack, the money we'll gain.
Beautiful song from her album Wings, Paper of Pins. Carla Gover, it's nice to have you here. You've been on the show before, but it's nice to have you back.
Happy to be here.
So your mom taught you that song?
Yeah, my mother's side of the family was very musical, and she was from a place called Oneida, Kentucky, in Clay County. And there's a lot of music down there. I grew up in Letcher County, but I also learned a lot of music in Clay County.
So the Appalachian Mountains really are very, very rich with, I mean, all kinds of artists that gain national attention come from those hills and hollers, right? But it's a very passionate kind of music, and we have to give some props because you're here with your daughter Zoe playing bass and singing with you. So the music of the Appalachians is very family, and that's sort of how you reflect things in your music, right?
Absolutely. It's about tradition. It's about multi-generational connection, and I think that's one of the things that makes it really special.
Was that a hard thing to absorb as a youngster for you, or is that just a natural thing that you saw from your mom? I know your grandmother was very influential with your music as well.
It was just a part of life. I mean, it was everywhere, from churches, around the house, working, at school we sang, there were square dances, so there was just music all around, fiddles and banjos and singing.
And what was your first instrument when you started? When you were a kid, you're on the front porch, your grandmother's singing. I mean, you have that Gene Ritchie image of playing on the mountain dulcimer, but what was your first instrument when you started?
I really started singing a lot in church. My mother made sure I had piano lessons. And then when I was about 10, a lady at church started teaching me guitar. And then as a teenager, I picked up banjo. And
isn't it nice, the community, whether it's church or schools or whatever, I mean, the community of musicians is the greatest teacher. And so teaching has become a very prominent part of your career as well. Yes. So you teach a lot of kids. And how is that, how do you interpret the Appalachian template, the Appalachian canvas to kids growing up with, I don't know, Taylor Swift?
Well, I mean, I'm not above doing a pop song on the banjo, but for me, it would be almost a crime to have been handed such a rich tradition and to not pass it on with younger people, any age person. I have many students of different ages.
And the interpretation of the music of Appalachia, is it something, I mean, when you see movies where people from outside the region are trying to interpret what happens in Appalachia, and you get these distorted images, these cliched images. I mean, how do you feel about that as an Appalachian artist, and you see these things happening, the media's interpretation?
Well, that's one of the things that I definitely push back against in my own performance and songwriting, and I feel that I think the music is so beautiful that anybody that wants to perform it should. The main thing that sort of causes my hackles to raise is if somebody is trying to perform the culture or what they think of a stereotype of the culture is, like if they're putting on a fake accent or trying to dress in a certain kind of caricature type way. But sometimes I do notice, like if somebody didn't grow up with the music, you know how if you're a native speaker of a language and then you hear somebody who grew up speaking a different language, speaking your native language, they have sort of an accent that you can hear. I feel that way about some interpreters of Appalachian music. You know, I can hear different inflections or different tones in their playing or singing.
Well, she's certainly a champion of the Appalachian culture with her music, with her lifestyle, with her teaching, and she's got a song that she's going to give as a treat to the audience. It's an unreleased tune called I'm a Snowflake. Please welcome her back. It's Carla Gover on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio.
This one is drawing on the Appalachian tradition of using music as a tool for social justice. I'm a snowflake, one of a kind. Ain't nobody else like me. I'm a snowflake, no two alike. I'm surrounded by diversity. Some people say we're gonna melt away. They don't know we're making plans. We're gonna organize, and when we open our eyes, we're gonna have ourselves an avalanche. Well, the GOP keeps telling me they're gonna make this country great, but a few of them have forgotten about the separation of church and state. Well, we learned about it back in elementary school. It's not a difficult thing to see that without it we could all be living inside somebody else's theocracy. Well, I've heard it said that the welfare state is the root of all evil today. Those lazy bums need to suck it up and get out and work for honest pay. But repeating a thing doesn't make it true. We all know where the problem lies. When 1% owns more of the wealth than everybody else combined. snowflake, no two alike. I'm surrounded by diversity. Some people say we're gonna melt away. They don't know we're making plans. We're gonna organize, and when we open our eyes, we're gonna have ourselves an avalanche. Well, the president wants to sell our parks and eliminate the EPA. Roll those regulations back and let the corporations have their way. But billionaires need to eat and breathe just the same as everyone. And if the crops all die and the oceans rise, their money won't help them none. Well, there's one more thing that I'd like to say, just to set the record straight. Religious freedom doesn't guarantee the right to discriminate. I can marry whoever I want, and I've got the right to choose. So keep your laws off my body and out of my bed, and I'll do the same for you. 'Cause I'm a snowflake, one of a kind. Ain't nobody else like me. I'm a snowflake, no two alike. I'm surrounded by diversity. Some people say we're gonna melt away. They don't know we're making plans. We're gonna organize, and when we open our eyes, we're gonna have ourselves an avalanche. We're gonna organize, and when we open our eyes, we're gonna have ourselves an avalanche.
It's a brand new song. I'm a Snowflake, just for the WoodSongs audience. Carla Gover, and again, give her some props. Her daughter Zoe playing upright bass on that. If you want to make the music of Carla Gover part of your home music collection, all you got to do is go to the WoodSongs website, click on the archive page. This is show number 1166. We can tell you how you can contact Carla Gover, make her albums part of your home music collection. Enjoy that, as well as our next artist is also from the great Kentucky Hills, and he's got an interesting background. We'll talk to him about that in a second. But he's got a self-titled CD. This is a tune off that album called Cuttin' My Hair. Please welcome Charlie Overman to the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
Somebody to play dance, and he'd call Kelly if he had a question about plants. Then I'd have paint out on the porch in the cold, and the wild hogs would come up and eat the poison ivy off the trees. Out by Chicken University, I still get stoned where Buzz and me used to raise bees. Well, I wouldn't mind having been a big rock and roll star, flying V's and punks, flying through the air. Man, I ain't never cut my hair. Man, I ain't never cut my hair. I can work hard. Man, I'm like a mule. Well, I spent some time up in Fort Knox doing tattoos after art school. And I come by soldiers and coal miners and the environmental activist type. But I'm always back at buses picking banjo, shuck, and sorghum come fall when the cane is good and ripe. Yeah. cut my hair. Man, I ain't never cut my hair. Well, them Pentecostal ladies probably think I got some evil secret underground lair. Man, I ain't never cut my hair.
Cutting My Hair from the self-titled album. It's Charlie Overman. It's nice to have you here. First time on WoodSongs. It's about time you got here.
Thank you for having me.
Now, you're a good old Kentucky boy, as they say. Southeastern Kentucky was sort of where you grew up?
Well, I was born and raised in Lexington, but mom's
Wait a minute,
side's-
our hometown here where we're broadcasting?
Yeah.
Hometown boy? Really?
But yes, family historically from Bell and Harlan County, and spent a lot of time in Pineville growing
So
up.
that's the we'll call that a deep holler Appalachia region, right? And did that I know that was your family, but did that affect your view of music, your view of how you chose to pursue your music?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, my grandfather showed me a lot of Tom T. Hall growing up. Tom T. Hall was a major influence. I remember he grabbed my arm one time riding in the car listening to Tom T. Hall and pointed out to me, this is how country people talk. And that's something I've always strove for, was kind of Tom T. Hall's conversational, colloquial lyricism.
Right.
And then J.D. Crowe and the New South, of course, was big growing up.
And musically, you kind of went from punk to prine in a way.
Yes.
A lot of your lyrics right now, what you're writing now, affect or remind folks of a style that would be similar to John Prine. So did he also influence what you were doing?
Absolutely, yeah. He was really the catalyst. He was why I started singing. I had his debut CD in my car, and that's kind of how I started singing, was just blasting that CD and trying to sing along.
Well, influences like Tom T. Hall, J.D. Crowe, who's sort of the legend around here and very much loved. We miss him very much, and then John Prine, of course, he's passed, of course, but he also deeply affected so many singer-songwriters. And so when you're writing, are you using a John Prine style template, a John Prine style canvas for what you're writing, or does it just come completely, it's you?
It's changed. I think that was definitely the case early on. A kind of a Prine style template when I was first kind of learning how to write songs, and then kind of wound up becoming more Tom T. Hall's sort of conversational lyricism over top of, fittingly, Cy Khan's melodies were very, I kind of wanted to write lyrics in the style of Tom T. Hall, but think of how Cy Khan would have sung them.
Well, Cy Khan, John Prine, these are very lyric-heavy artists that are influenced, and you are also. We're gonna. That's a compliment to you, that you're a very lyric-heavy artist. Your songs are lyric-heavy,
absolutely,
and very a lot of imagery to them. So, is it hard for you to write? Are you prolific, or does it come with pain?
Yes, it comes. It takes a lot, and sometimes it's just a matter of feeling like I haven't had adequate experiences or to write, because yes, they are so chock full of imagery, and sometimes that takes just going out and doing things and living kind of an interesting life, which can sometimes be hard when you've got to work a lot of the time.
Well, we're going to get to what your career choices in the second half hour as well. But is it is it easier for you to remember other people's lyrics versus your own? Can you remember yours? Okay.
I remember my own well because they're all so intentional. I guess every syllable everything is intentional. So I find it fairly easy to remember my own lyrics for that reason.
Well, let's check out one of your songs. He's got a self-titled album. It's beautiful. You should check it out. This is a tune called Canada Thistle. It's Charlie Overman on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
When that John pulled out his old D-18, man, that thing sounded like an orchestra. Stiffened dresses lined the porch, along with some wood that we cut in size. There's some sledgehammers lying in the mulch, crawling with barcode stickers and deer ticks. Well, I was shielded by my Myrtle Beach t-shirt with the naked babe on the back. We rolled out of Owenton just before it turned too dark. John wrote us her checks, and with love we told him and Tona bye. Well, then we got trashed and was laying out all night at a punk bar. Yeah, there was limes in the urinal and stickers on the wall, and I wondered why. You don't know what it means to be here with all of my friends. Well, I say some mean things sometimes as a means to knowing. I care about them more than my own health, my de facto blood and flesh. But I'll stick beside them just as long as the Canada thistle continues to spread. I was standing on the tarmac in my dress shoes and my jeans, just watching all the Shriners riding on their motorbikes. And as I walked towards the office, I heard an old voice singing from a hymnal. Oh, and the signs on the truck said, "We'll fry anything you like." You don't know what it means to be here with all of my friends. Well, I say some mean things sometimes as a means to knowing. Well, I care about them more than my own health, my de facto blood and flesh. Well, I'll stick beside them just as long as the Canada thistle continues to spread. Well, I'll stick beside them just as long as the Canada thistle continues to spread.
It's Charlie Overman on our broadcast. Canada Thistle is the name of the song from his self-titled CD. We've also got the amazing Carla Gover. She's here with her daughter Zoe, singing songs and spirit and textures and canvas of Appalachia. And wait till you meet this week's WoodSongs kid. We're going to be back right after this.
You're listening to WoodSongs Show number 1166, broadcasting around the world by the foothills of Appalachia in Lexington, Kentucky. If you would like to attend a WoodSongs broadcast, you can find reservation and show schedules on our website, woodsongs.com. We'll be back after the break with Carla Gover, Charlie Overman, and our amazing WoodSongs kid on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour. WoodSongs is presented in part by the Kentucky Department of Tourism and visitlex.com. WoodSongs is an all-volunteer multimedia front porch for artists worldwide. You can visit our archive of past shows, attend the broadcast while in Kentucky, or become a WoodSongs partner from our website, woodsongs.com.
Hi, this is Jean Ritchie, and you're exploring the world of grassroots music with folk singer Michael Jonathan of the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
So nice to hear Jean Ritchie's voice. We miss her so much. The queen of Appalachian music and folk music here in America. We're broadcasting all over the world as we celebrate this amazing art form of front porch music. We're broadcasting from our home base here at the Scottish Rite Concert Hall and the foothills of Appalachia, the crossroads of America's folk and bluegrass music. And we're broadcasting all over the world. Where can you hear WoodSongs? Well, there's a brand new affiliate, WBHM, 90.3 FM in Birmingham, the public radio heart of Alabama. That's a big deal. We're also got a brand new affiliate in Western Texas College, KGWB-FM in Snyder, Texas. Let's welcome the listeners there. Art Sound FM in the heart of Australia. WEKU is our host affiliate, broadcasting across the central Kentucky and Appalachian Mountains, as well as WMMT, Apple Shop in Whitesburg, Kentucky. So we have so many wonderful stations broadcasting our show, and we're also on American Forces Radio Network. It puts this show on the radio, 2 different channels in 177 nations, from South Korea to Kuwait, plus every single military base in the world, every U.S. naval ship in the world, every Coast Guard vessel sailing in North America. And as always, especially times like these, we want to say hello to the men and women that are tuning in, the public, the fans. Get to hear WoodSongs on American Forces Radio Network. We're on public television coast to coast, and we're in schools. If you're a teacher or a homeschool parent, a lot of WoodSongs broadcasts have lesson plans attached to them, and if you go to the classroom page of the WoodSongs website, you can introduce your kids to the banjo and fiddles and all kinds of great music, and that's why this time on every broadcast we invite a youngster from somewhere to come on our show, and they get to sing one song in the presence of seasoned touring artists like Carla Gover, like Charlie Overman, and today we want to welcome 13-year-old Rosie Gardner. How you doing, Rosie? So tell everybody the instrument that you're holding right now.
I have a clawhammer banjo. It is different from a bluegrass banjo in that it does not have a resonator, and also the finger style is different. With bluegrass you use 3 picks, and with clawhammer you strum.
With your fingers.
Yes.
You're not using picks, finger picks at all. So now you were like 5 years old, and you wanted to play the banjo. What made you, at 5 years old, the banjo is almost bigger than you are, right? So what made you want to play the banjo?
Well, we listened to the Waylon Jennings a lot. I probably saw a video. I don't really remember. I was 5.
But you stuck with it, right? You also went to learn the ukulele as well.
Yes.
So, and you would listen to not just the Waylon Jennings, but artists like Peter, Paul, and Mary?
Yes.
Right? So what was it about that kind of music that attracted you? Why not, Bon Jovi or, well, that's a little before your time. But why not like rock and roll and stuff like that? Why the acoustic banjo, bluegrass, Appalachia, clawhammer thing that you love so much?
I just really, really love how it sounds and feels.
Well, we want to hear how you play. And we just heard Jean Ritchie's voice, who we love and miss dearly. She and her husband, George, were just amazing and so encouraging to many. If she was here now, she would be just full of praise for you. But you have a wonderful teacher who was very influenced by Jean Ritchie. What was her name?
Carla Gover.
Carla Gover, who's the guest on our show. So you're going to play a song that Jean Ritchie made popular called what's it called? Over the River, Charlie?
Yes.
And you're going to perform it on your banjo by yourself, clawhammer style.
Yes.
You ready? She's 13 years old. Rosie Gardner, this week's WoodSongs Kid.
Charlie's neat and Charlie's sweet and Charlie, he's a dandy. Charlie is the very lad that stole my striped candy. Over the river to feed my sheep, over the river, Charlie. Over the river to feed my sheep and measure up my barley. My pretty little pink, I once did think I never could do without you. Till I lost all hopes of you, I care very little about you. Over the river to feed my sheep, over the river, Charlie. Over the river to feed my sheep and measure up my barley. want your wheat, don't want your cheat, and neither do I want your barley. But I'll take a little of the best you got to bake a cake for Charlie. Over the river to feed my sheep, over the river, Charlie. Over the river to feed my sheep and measure up my barley.
Beautiful job. Rosie Garner, 13 years old on her banjo, this week's WoodSongs Kid. If you've got a youngster that you think belongs on our broadcast, if you're the parent or the guardian, we would love to hear from you. You just go to the WoodSongs website, click on the kids page, and we will be able to hopefully make your kid part of the WoodSongs broadcast, just like Rosie Gardner, who did a spectacular job playing her banjo. And now it's time to go back to her teacher, Carla Gover, who's got a wonderful and brand new album out called Kentucky Queen, and it's very much a tribute to the Kentucky women artists that have influenced her. We'll talk to her about it here in a second, but this is the title cut from that album. It is Carla Gover on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
She'll sing your soul to salvation. She's the voice of the hillbilly nation. There's nothing like it in creation when she makes the mountains ring. On the day that you first hear her, you'll become a true believer. She's an Appalachian diva and a true Kentucky queen. It brings chill bumps on your arms, a shiver to your spine, a tangle to your body when she sings in the pines. First she's gentle as a river, up and down a lonesome scale, then mournful as a coal train with an aching far-off wail. She's got coal dust in her blood and soup beans in her bowl, cornbread in her skillet and wisdom in her soul. If these mountains had a voice, it would sound a lot like hers. She can wrap you in compassion or convict you with a word. She'll sing your soul to salvation. She's the voice of the hillbilly nation. There's nothing like it in creation when she makes the mountains rain. On the day that you first hear her, you'll become a true believer. She's an Appalachian diva and a true Kentucky queen. So sing glory, hallelujah, or a lonesome lullaby. Make a preacher shout and holler, or an old coal miner cry. Sing the yelling and don't stop here, or that good old hook and line. Where I'm going around this world, baby mine. She'll pick a banjo on the porch, the tune is crooked as a creek. When the fiddle starts to play, she'll have to move her feet. But come morning, she'll be singing like a sparrow in a tree. She sings because she's happy, she sings because she's free. She'll sing your soul to salvation. She's the voice of the hillbilly nation. There's nothing like it in creation when she makes the mountains ring. On the day that you first hear her, you'll become a true believer. She's an Appalachian diva and a true Kentucky queen. In the pines, where the sun never shines, and you shiver when the cold wind blows.
Beautiful rendition of her title cut from her brand new album, Kentucky Queen, and performed with her daughter, Zoe, on upright bass. Beautiful background vocals with her mom. So Carla Gover, you've got this. This is like your 8th album that you've come out. How many albums?
I think 8th or 9th.
Eighth or 9th, something like that, right? But this is an album with a decided intent. You're giving tribute to the women artists of Appalachia that influenced you.
And particularly that song, especially. I did little call-outs and little, quotes from Lily Mae Ledford and Jean Ritchie and just other women in my life that maybe weren't as famous.
And Jean Ritchie really was sort of a touchstone for a lot of artists to find the music of Appalachia, because she had that audience that she could do that, and that was an artist that very much affected you as a young girl, no doubt.
Absolutely. I mean, I heard her songs when I was little, and then when I was 21, I sent her a fan letter and along with my first album, and she invited me to her family reunion, and then she mentored me ever after that and took me under her wing. So she was very gracious in helping younger artists.
Mm-hmm.
And
she had that beautiful little cabin in Viper, Kentucky that was
Yes.
just adorable, and it was very rustic and full of the quilts and everything that you would picture someone like Jean Ritchie to live. She had that in that little place. But going back to your grandmother too, I mean, she in your world would be another Appalachian diva and a Kentucky queen, no doubt, because of how she taught you. So tell me about your grandmother.
Well, her name was Ollie Gilbert Hudson. She was born on she was born in Clay County, Kentucky, outside Oneida, and in 1898, she was a singer, and she was a banjo player, although arthritis took her hands, and I didn't really get to hear her play. But the main thing, she instilled in me a lot of pride in where I was from at a time when there were a lot of cultural voices, saying that it was backwards and you should get away as fast as you could. But she taught me so many beautiful life skills, not just the music and the singing, but the things we did with our hands while we were singing, like drying apples and making quilts and things like that.
And the unfair cliche imagery of Appalachia is just so heartbreaking too, because the Appalachian people, their history is very family. It's very hardworking. It's making their way through a very difficult region. The mountains were hard to make a living and have a life, and yet they accomplished it through sheer determination. And yet to have the media sort of wreck it with this cliche imagery that they use. It's nice to have folks like a Carla Gover reintroducing the beauty of what those Appalachian people are like. She's got a brand new album. It's in tribute to all of this. It's called Kentucky Queen. This is a tune off the album called Raise a Little Cane. It's Carla Gover on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
While she's getting her fiddle out, I will say that this is a song about a tradition called Stirring Off. I grew up going to stir-offs, and it was something I loved even more than Christmas, because it was when we would cut down the sorghum cane and cook it down and make sorghum molasses, and it was just a big time. And I've done it a few times with my sweetheart and his father, and it's just as fun as I remember, although it is a lot of work. And this is set to a tune that's associated with Clyde Davenport, who is a Kentucky fiddler.
Somewhere around the end of May, get up early at the break of day, plant your rose, make 'em good and long, say a little prayer and sing a little song. Ain't nothing else I'd rather do than to raise a little cane with you underneath the Kentucky sun, work all day till the evening's done. Sorghum cane coming up in rows, just about the prettiest thing that grows. It don't get no better than this, only thing sweeter is my true love's kiss. Stand in the field in the summer heat, it's already at about 6 feet. Pull the weeds and hoe out the cane, thank the Lord and bless the rain. Ain't nothing else I'd rather do than to raise
don't get no better than this. Only thing sweeter is my true love's kiss. Cane gets ripe down in the fall. The juice is sweet and the stalks are tall. Squeeze the cane and the juice will run. Do a little work and have a little fun. Stir all day till the sun goes down. Cook the juice till it's good and brown. Grab your baby and your banjo too. Make your sweetest dreams come true. Ain't nothing else I'd rather do than to raise a little cane with you. Underneath the Kentucky sun, work all day till the evening comes. Sorghum cane coming up in rows, just about the prettiest thing that grows. It don't get no better than this. Only thing sweeter is my true love's kiss.
From her album Kentucky Queen, Zoe, of course, playing fiddle, Carla Gover playing her banjo. That's a tune called Raise a Little Cane. And we have another artist also from Kentucky, and he's got a self-titled album. He's going to do a tune called Caps. Please welcome him back, Charlie Overman on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Album.
My friend Caps had a basketball goal with some chain for a net. Spray painted chrome and his stepdad Calvin, like the Jerry Springer Show, and owned several Playboy calendars. And Calvin had a heart attack 2 or 3 years ago, and he hung that tire swing that swung a little too low. His dog Benny always slept outside in the cold. Nowadays, Cap smokes weed in the garage and goes to EKU. And he still wears camouflage and he's working on his lats and his triceps, among some other things. And nowadays, I think a lot about the quilts on your bed and the cat hair on your ceiling fan and the brain in your head and the baby blue thong that you like to wear to bed with the big black t-shirt and the semi-painted red. Well, Caps is probably raving about the third time, the second time while he was playing with the mountain lions. He got himself a concussion, getting all sentimental and talking in his truck to his favorite distant cousin. And I yearn for those better times with you, like Caps yearns for high school football snaps and dodging sacks. But those beloved days have come to an end. Caps is getting fatter, and I'm at the Chevy Chase Inn. Yeah, man. And I'm doing dandy. And feeling randy. What you do with the rest of your life is due in part to whom you choose to count on. You wasn't ready and neither down.
Song called Caps from his self-titled CD, Charlie Overman. So you have this punk metal background and the folk thing that you're doing. I'll call it a folk thing, but it's very Americana, kind of traditional country in a way, and that influences you. But you come at it like a lot of artists. You have to have your day gig. Right, and you've got a very interesting background with all that. You started out on horse farms.
Yes, yeah. I worked on a horse farm for a couple of years out Armstrong Mill, DeLong, and that kind of that informed a lot of my writing generally early on, and yes, it was just very informative and interesting couple of years of work.
And so you go from horse farms, and then you decided to become a high-powered, wealthy attorney, or not?
Well, not quite. I'm a lowly paralegal.
Not lowly. And congratulations for having a day gig. I mean, so many artists do need one. It's hard to make a living. It's a lot of work to do this thing they call playing.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And the music business has really changed, especially for new artists. Right. It's hard. It's hard to get your start. You look at folks like Tyler Childers, and you think I can do that too, but
yes.
It's tough, right?
Yeah.
But you come from an area of not just Tyler, Sturgill Simpson, and there's so many great Kentucky artists doing so well out there right now. So congratulations to you. We're going to go to an unreleased song. This is a treat for the WoodSongs audience. It's a tune called Dingo. It is Charlie Overman on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
Them dog-headed fiends, I know they are out for my blood. I think I've got to go someplace harsh waters can't reach to shove, where the wind blows hard and long-haired ponies roam. Not over silver mountains, not out beyond the sea, where man and beast and God alike move merrily and free. Down yonder from the graveyard, up the road from town, there I'll die where I stand, and as my tradition holds, just bury me where I'm found. Hey Sherman, come quick, bring your chains and bring your hooks, bring your guns and ammunition. In case you're bored, bring your sacred book. We're going to have to put up a roof. It seems the forts have all been burned. Well, I asked Ramon why, and he just put the blame on the fifth column. And to top it off, Yablonsky's just been killed with his wife and girls watching. An Italian in the Union asked me, Stevie, when will they learn? Well, you can't know. And anyways, I got more pressing concerns. Well, I was standing on Black Mountain with my rifle in my hand. I see champions on that gold shore making angels in the sand. And the longhorns blare and the waves gently lap at their feet. I heard the cuckoo wail and the owl talk, and Hamlet's the world over cry. I've seen the etchings on the post where some old martyr was chained and left to die. Well, I should have told the Italian some things just can't be teached. And the wild ponies veer towards me imitating a team of geese.
Brand new song called Dingo. Charlie Overman, it was wonderful having you on a broadcast. Wasn't it great having this week's WoodSongs kid, Rosie Gardner, 13 years old, playing her banjo, as well as Carla Gover, songs from her new album Kentucky Queen, and her daughter Zoe. Great job, beautiful voice, beautiful arrangements. There's a thing about your history, your tradition, your passion, wherever you may be from. It doesn't have to be just Appalachia. It could be, the Northwest. It could be Canada. It could be Australia. We're on the air in Ireland. So many places have their own home tradition. It's a shame sometimes when outside forces come in and change the imagery of your home place. And that is what happened to Appalachia. It's not fair, and it's not true. And it's wonderful to have artists from that area speaking the truth of what that beautiful region is like. There was a great writer from the Appalachian Mountains. His name was James Still. He's got a beautiful book called River of Earth. If you can find it, you should read this thing. He's got a quote in there. He said, "The hills are waves of dirt washing through eternity." And I submit that is true of the songs of Appalachia, the artists of Appalachia, the spirit of Appalachia, and the heart of what these beautiful mountains have given to the whole world. My name is Michael Jonathan. I'm a folk singer. I am a song farmer, and we'll see you next week on the WoodSongs.
You've been listening to WoodSongs broadcast number 1166. Michael's opening song was New Wood from the WoodSongs album, featuring Hannah Mae Rector on vocals and Sharon Oler on flute. Our chief engineer is Jerome Galt. Our TV director is Maria Claridge. Technical assistants are Brian Klausing, Eric Anderson, Dan Field, and Gavin Clark. The WoodSongs crew member of the week is Hannah Mae Rector. And our WoodSongs partners of the week are Sherry and Jerry Weisenflue. Our show is produced with the support of the Martin Guitar Charitable Foundation, the Kentucky Department of Tourism, and VisitLex.com. Welcoming visitors from all over the world to Lexington, Kentucky. Special support provided by Highbridge Spring Water, Hampton by Hilton Hotel, Earthlink.net, Explore Magazine, and Good Foods Co-op. WoodSongs and the WoodSongs logo are registered trademarks of Ray Strawberry Music and distributed worldwide by the WoodSongs Radio Network and PRX, the Public Radio Exchange. For Michael Jonathan and the entire WoodSongs crew, this is Dorothy Edwards. We hope you'll join us again next week for the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour. The online version of WoodSongs is a free gift to our fans, provided by VisitLex.com, KentuckyTourism.com, and Hampton by Hilton Hotel. Our show is produced with the support of the Martin Guitar Charitable Foundation, Highbridge Spring Water, Good Foods Co-op, and Earthlink.net, inviting fans and families worldwide to attend our live broadcast tapings at the Scottish Rite Concert Hall in historic Lexington, Kentucky. The encore section is next. You can support our musical mission by becoming a WoodSongs partner. It's as simple as a PayPal click on our website, woodsongs.com.
Let's give Dorothy a big hand. Give yourselves a big hand. Thank you so much. I know the squall prevented several from coming out tonight, but we're very grateful that our wonderful audience was here. The artists do great tonight. So they're going to perform encore songs as a gift, as a thank you for you guys. And we're going to start with Charlie here in a second. I get a lot of texts and emails during show sometime. Why are you looking at your cell phone? Are you not paying attention? Don't you like the show? And what it is, that's how the crew communicates with me. So if you see me looking at the cell phone, they're usually saying things like, "You suck," why did you say that? No, it's technical stuff, but that's why I look at my cell phone during the show, just to make sure that I need to be told things. So anyway, Charlie, thank you for coming out. What are you going to sing for us?
I'm going to do one. It was the second single I released, also off my album, Out There Everywhere, called Gentle Understandings. You work the livestock crew on Sunday. I clean your stove while you change for the night. I count the cowbirds and geldings and wise words you imparted. All your gentle understandings, the FFA's gold brandings, and the days since the old racer died. Well, I guess I'll go and feed Linda's horses, and I'll hang 2 fresh buckets for the night. Well, on your wall you'd hung dried white roses. Well, I'm proud of all you do and all you try. Well, you're treasured more than rope and more than fly sheets on old mares in the middle of July. And I look at you like young boys look at tractors. Like drunk folk look at drive-through, my kinfolk look at gardens. Charlene looked at the racer in his prime. Well, I guess I'll go and feed Linda's horses. I'll hang 2 fresh buckets for the night. Well, on your wall you'd hung dried white roses. Well, I'm proud of all you do and all you try. Well, all your gentle understandings, the FFA's gold brandings, and the days since the old racer died. Thanks, y'all.
Charlie Overman. And like I said, the artist will be out in the lobby to at least say hello to you and thank you for coming tonight, so don't feel like you have to rush. And we're going to get our WoodSongs kid to come forward. Rosie, you did great. I think everybody's very proud of you. I'm sure you made your teacher very proud too, right? And your mom. Your mom is here. Let's give Mom props for bringing her out here and being a good mom. So what do you want to sing for everybody?
I have Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
Oh. The Cyndi Lauper song?
Yes.
On the banjo?
Uh-huh.
Okay. This is worth a ticket. We're going to charge everybody $10 for this. Go ahead. This is going to be great.
What you gonna do with your life? Well, mother dear, we're not the fortunate ones, and girls
Rosie Gardner, 13. Well, actually, we're going to need to tell the audience, you're not 13 yet, right? When are you going to be 13?
In 6 days.
Okay, come on to the mic.
6 days.
You're going to be 13 in 6 days, so because the show's going to air after that, we said you're 13, even though you're actually 12 now, which makes you even more impressive. So that very good. Let's give her a big round of thanks. Now we're going to turn what's it like having Carla Gover as a teacher? Does she like pull out a whip and force you to practice and stuff?
No, Carla's great. I love her.
Okay. All right, well, we're going to have a treat from Carla because part of your extensive resume and skill set is you're an Appalachian dancer. And so we're going to turn all the cameras on your feet, which we normally don't do that to a girl singer. But we're going to put all the cameras there, and Zoe, you're going to play the fiddle. And thank you, Zoe. Zoe did a great job tonight, didn't you think that?
Zoe Barrett.
Okay, so explain what you're about to do.
Well,
Get closer to the mic.
I am going to do what I grew up calling clogging, but now is popular called flat footing. I mean, depending on where you're from, people have different definitions, but I'm just making percussive sounds with my feet. I do have some noisy shoes on with metal on the bottom, but you can also do it in leather-soled shoes. And my favorite way to dance to this is not routines, but it's improvised to live music. And Zoe's been playing the fiddle since she was 5, so I always have fun playing with her.
Let's hear it.